Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Players of Games. I am William Julian, and today with me, I actually have a good number of people rather than just me and Chris Malka. Chris Malka is here, by the way.
Hey, hello, yes, I am Chris.
We also have Brandon.
Howdy, everyone.
We have CB.
Sup, my dudes?
And we have Matt.
Hello.
And today, we are going to be talking about Super Smash Bros., mainly the characters we like to use and the strategies that we use with them. To start things off, we're going to have Brandon talk to us. So, Brandon, who is your favorite character to use?
All right, so my favorite character is Underdog, but he is the best in my opinion. It is the Grandmaster Waluigi. He's the best guy around. But in all seriousness, my favorite character is actually Captain Falcon. The way I like to play Captain Falcon is just going around the map, being a stud. So I don't really care too much about winning so much as presenting myself. And the kind of movesets that I do, I'm usually not too much into grapples, but I'm going to usually use a lot of his kicks because I love the guy's voice lines, the clips and the poses and everything. That's probably one of the best things about playing Captain Falcon, just his personality, which oozes out. And if you know anything about, Captain Falcon's games and whatnot, you don't get a whole lot of personality from that. But Smash Bros. Gave him a whole lot of personality that you don't normally get to see out of Captain. On top of that, he is the captain. That makes him the best. You can't argue that. It's just a fact. It's part of his name. The movesets that I usually do a lot with him is his up and down B and his fiery grab because that's so hot. But yeah, that's why I love Captain Falcon. Best character.
And
there's also that funny story of when three of us played Captain Falcon with one Donkey Kong. Will.
Yeah.
You gotta show us your moves.
To briefly explain the story for the podcast, it was actually four of us here on Smash 64. I think it was.
It was 64.
Yep, it was 64.
Because each of the characters only had one taunt.
Me, Brandon, and Matt were all Captain Falcon. Will was playing Donkey Kong. And two of us would stand on either end of the map and just repeat the show me your moves taunt. While the other one would be challenging Donkey Kong in the middle with occasional tag in and tags out of the Captain Falcon.
So great.
And of course the occasional, wait, everyone stop. Synchronized. Show me your moves.
And seeing as they all only had one taunt, Donkey Kong could only do his
Yeah, like, what moves can I show you? I am an ape.
Okay. As much as I love listening to everyone talk about Captain Falcon, let's move on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we still have a little more time to talk about Captain Falcon.
Yeah, and his explosive personality.
Literally.
In a competitive sense, Captain Falcon is actually a tier B in the current meta with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So he's actually not really the best.
Okay, well, hey. You may not think he's the best, but his personality is top tier.
Ultimately, has a lot of lag on his moves, I think.
Ultimately, feel like my ultimate statement on competitiveness when it comes to games like this is like, if you learn a character, if you know their ins and outs, you can do a lot more with them than most people would think, and it can help, with those lower tiers things. There are going to be things that they will struggle at no matter what, just from the thing of that character's moveset to what they can do versus others. But honestly, most everyone can beat everyone, even if it's going to be an uphill battle for some fights.
Even if you're Mr. Game & Watch.
Given all the movesets.
Yeah, so I think we can transition. Chris, what do you think, or who is your favorite character?
So mine's going to sound so weird with, well, not necessarily weird. Just there's going to be some people who are like, of course you'd like that character because they're broken. I actually really like Joker from Smash Ultimate. Mostly because, well, first off, I think I'm the only one in this whole call who's played Persona 5. Haha.
Yeah,
It's a
I
great
haven't
game.
played it at
I've
all.
only played Persona 4, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
completely familiar. I've only watched the anime.
I like
Well,
the music.
It's a whole point of it being
Yeah.
it's a whole point of it being a PS4 exclusive, which none of you have. So, but
looking at the money.
And who's
besides liking the character from their base game, they have transitioned rather well into
Are you going Waluigi on us?
Smash. No, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm going. I can't speak English. Apparently, just great for a podcast. Having trouble speaking, try this one. But yeah, they've transitioned well into the thing with a lot of their different things they can do in their game represented well. But other than that, they have a very unique gameplay. They are a very fast character with some projectiles, but they're limited. A lot of their attacks, while they have some range to them, they're more close range than most like sword characters and stuff like that, without being as close range as some, fisticuffs or more melee based. Yeah, more melee based characters. And then there's the whole transition between what you can do when you're in the normal form to when you get your I think they literally just call it the rebellion gauge to fill to max, and it summons Arsene, his character's persona. And the transition from being in this weakened state with still having options to through time and taking attacks and doing certain things, gaining more powerful being more powerful temporarily, and what that then allows you to transition into. It offers a very interesting thing where you're trying to balance what you're doing at different points of the match instead of trying to do the same things the whole time through. Because there's things you can do while you have Arsene that you can't do while you're normal. And there's like you can do that you can't do while you have your persona in normal, but they are few and far between. If nobody has ever successfully grabbed an opponent with the grappling hook, it's hilarious. It's hard to do, and most of the time that move is just good for recovering from off stage. But occasionally you can get it in. It's difficult, and a lot of times I've succeeded it's because I misinputted and it accidentally worked out for me. But hey,
you guys remember?
If it works, it works.
You guys remember the Smash Bros. Melee Link chain shot where you could get just the side grab and pull them down with you?
Oh,
Can you do that in Ultimate 2 with Joker?
I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm not that good at offstage. I'm not that good at offstage play. I feel like it could potentially be done if the person is, but it would require the person to be at like the exact right thing, and you grab them and not the ledge.
You see, me personally, I'm not a big fan of Joker's gameplay. I don't like his changing form. I prefer characters who are more constant with their abilities, rather than having to wait up to that superpower abilities.
Then you're gonna love my pick then.
Well, we'll get to that one.
Oh yeah.
I believe doesn't his down B also do charging for that ability?
His down B is a guard. When he doesn't have Arsene, it helps charge the ability and reduces the damage he takes. And then when you have Arsene, it's just a counter.
Gosh,
I think.
The darn counters.
No, it's a melee and range counter, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of counters. So many characters in this game have been given counters, and I just think it's stupid.
Hey,
look, Final Fantasy.
You'd have to hate
Final
Fox,
Fantasy.
though. Fox was the king of counter in the originals.
That's because he
Okay.
had no beginning lag on his
Okay,
shield.
but back then it was okay because he was only like 1 or 2 because of Falco. It's stupid now because so many characters have counters, and they're mostly
Honestly,
just physical counters.
It's a good thing though. It helps certain characters counter hyper aggressive play from other characters, which helps balance out certain things. Especially with a character like Joker, where a lot of it is very like he's a very lighter, quicker character. And
Yeah.
it can be very difficult to do things against heavier opponents. And having that counter can sometimes help with those, whether it's like, oh no, I'm going to get hit by this very powerful attack. I'm going to reduce its damage at the very least, and that'll help me get Arsene, or I'm going to counter this because I know I can't take this attack as well.
Yeah, I realized that Joker is really powerful in most of the tier lists that I've looked at. He is in S tier. So his abilities are really good. Of course, he is DLC, so I always expect very powerful things from DLC.
At least he's a free DLC, I believe.
No, he's paid.
No.
Oh, right. I got the Smash Pass. That's why.
No, the only free one, if you did it on time, was the potted plant.
Right.
Piranha.
Anyway, Matt, tell
Yep.
us what your favorite character is.
So my favorite character is Ike. Now I know some of you guys don't like the whole thing with counters, but I feel like a counter in Ike's kit makes a lot of sense, considering that he is more of a heavy striking character in general, and he doesn't have a lot of quick moves that he can just pull off. He's more of a setup character. He knows his range, and he lets the fight come to him in a lot of instances, but he also has a good progressing attack in the game, as well as as just versatility, despite the fact that he doesn't have a very good recovery at all.
And then occasionally he just upbees a person off the ledge and takes them to the blast zone.
Hey, if you're good enough, you don't need a recovery, right?
Yeah, I just am
Tell that to the Little Mac fans.
Yeah, Little Mac is just Ike, but with even less airplay.
No, they play differently. They're not the same.
Yeah,
They're
fair.
not the same at all.
Yeah, Little Mac is more rush focused.
And like,
I also like a lot of the characters that have the charge B attacks.
Those are always
like
fun.
that allow you to just have an attack sitting there, and you can zone your area against other people and go, hey, better be careful, otherwise I'm going to hit you real hard.
I think the charge B attack characters are actually really good introductory characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ike doesn't Ike technically have 2 moves you can charge with that, because you can charge, I think, a neutral B, and
His
it's
neutral
the
B
like,
and his side B.
Yeah.
yeah, his neutral B is a ground slam, and then his side B is a forward dash,
Yeah,
which you can charge for more power and I think range.
It's actually one of my favorite recovery moves too, because when you get knocked far off the ledge, which is the biggest enemy of Ike, you just charge up your forward B to max, and usually it'll
get you close at the very least. Yeah.
Like, people underestimate the side B charge distance a lot.
Honestly, to briefly
I fought a lot of people with it.
To briefly comment on it, one thing I feel like both of us haven't touched on is, I think from what I remember, Captain Falcon, I know Joker, and I know Ike at the very least, they have some really good air gameplay as well. Really good aerials.
Which pairs well with Ike because he is more of a heavier character.
He's kind of a medium weight. Like, he has like heavy attacks, but not full heavy movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is medium weight but heavy strike.
Also, there is a meta for using his aerial attacks to great effect, but I am not good at doing the aerial aspect, so I make do with what I'm good at. which is
Honestly,
most of
stuff
the
like that
power.
just comes with most of that just comes with learning the game more and more by playing it more and more.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think he is considered tier A, but from the competitive stuff I've seen, like his charge attacks, competitive players would never use those because they're just so punishable. It's easy to avoid those attacks if you're a very experienced player and punish the player who uses them. So you really gotta, if you are gonna use those abilities, time them perfectly.
To make it
Yeah.
very hard to punish, yeah.
Usually you just use it as a final hit.
Or
They're
at
good.
least a ledge game.
They're good, especially his neutral B.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good option, like if you've broken an opponent's shield, which leaves them stunned for a bit. If its charge time is enough and they can't get out of stun fast enough.
Actually, a thing about his neutral B. Yeah. Thing about their neutral B is in Ultimate, he has a massive amount of super armor now. It's
Which
actually
can
super
help.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's very hard to punish back even if you stop it.
Though I gotta
Yeah.
ask, Matt, have you tried Crom yet? Crom is supposed to be
No, I have not done Crom.
because Crom is supposed to be a combination of Roy and Ike.
I know he has. I know he still has Ike's up B, which again can carry people to the blast zone. I've seen it,
Yeah.
but yeah, the next time you have access to the Switch again, since I know you mostly played it when you and one of your roommates had
when
one.
my roommate had it here, which they no longer live here. So
Yeah, but they'll be back eventually, from what you've said,
eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
and both of you can learn more about the game.
I actually have a Wii U that can play Brawl and still have the Brawl disc. So that works out too for me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we still have 2 more people we got to hit up on.
Yeah.
As a brief aside, just for the listeners, do we want to just quickly go down each person and say what Smash games they've played?
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I think that's a good idea. Brandon, would you like to start?
Oh yeah, I picked the guy with the least experience. Okay, so I played a lot of 64, a lot of Melee, like not much Brawl, and 0 Ultimate.
You've played like 1 or 2 matches of Ultimate.
I haven't.
Multiplayer
I've
with all-
watched it, but I never played it.
No, we did force you to play like 1 or 2 matches with us that one day.
Yeah, I remember
You
that.
might have been you might be a little too you might have been a little too tired to remember that. But yeah, we did get you to play a little bit with us.
Chris M.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
I've-
what did you play?
I've played, I think, all of them except for the Wii U specific version, because I've played 64 with. I remember playing that with some friends when I was a kid. Played Melee when I borrowed the game from a friend. Played Brawl with friends, though I never owned it, so it was always playing with other people who owned it or at
Mhm.
different places where it was a public thing you could do. First one I bought was the 3DS version, just because I had a 3DS and not a Wii U, and I wanted to try out some of the stuff with it to see how it worked on the 3DS, and then I own Ultimate.
Okay.
Cool.
Matt.
So I've played Smash Brothers 64. I've played Brawl. I've played Melee, and I've played Ultimate. I've played all of the ones that have come out in every platform. All the games
Except for the Wii U version.
really fun. Yeah, but isn't the Wii U just a reiteration of one of the other versions?
It's the
no,
same as the
it's-
3DS.
Oh,
With slight differences.
Yeah, slight differences, but they are slight. Chris.
okay.
Chris B.
Yeah, I've actually played a lot of them. Brawl was the one I started with. 3DS, I quickly picked up. Then I saw Ultimate coming out, played a lot of that, but then my Wii broke, so I got a Wii U, and like, hey, if I'm getting a Wii U, might as well buy the Wii U version, and then I've been playing that recently because my Switch has been missing.
All right. And as for me, I've played them all to a point. The Wii U one I don't own. I haven't really played that one, and I don't own the 64, but I have experience on all of them. Which, by the way, my character that I like to use in, at least recently, because of each game I have my own different favorites, I decided for this one to go just with the character I love to use, which is Sonic. The main reason I like to use Sonic is I'm a spammer. I love to spam normal abilities. So like if I was playing Pikachu, I'd be spamming down B. If I was playing Donkey Kong, I'd be spamming down B. If I was playing Kirby, you guessed it, I'd be spamming down B. But with Sonic, I love to spam the B, the regular B, because it's a homing attack, and if you do it in the air, you can continually press it, and it'll continue to home in and hit and hit and hit and hit. It's an annoying strategy, but super fun. Plus, he's the fastest character. If you
He's the fastest thing alive, yeah.
yeah,
He's the blue blur.
there is a map. It's from
Big
Melee with the I think it's called Big Blue, where you have all the racing cars. You actually have an option in Ultimate to take out the obstructions.
The racing
And-
cars, yeah.
You can actually, as Sonic, jump down onto the road without the cars, and you can run across it.
Yeah.
And
The other
actually
problem
keep up
comes when
with it.
there's the jumps.
Yeah, but still, it's super fun. I love doing that, and the play style, I'm a spammer. That's as simple as that. So,
Yep.
what kind of fighting words have I sent you guys?
Well, you said the fighting
I-
words that you should never ever play Soul Calibur ever.
Yeah. Spamming gets punished hard in that, yeah.
I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Sonic, but that's more because of the decisions that were brought into the Ultimate section of things, where you have extremely abusable Ultimate for a very long period of time and can almost guarantee 2 kills on any given person.
Ultimate actually fixed that a bit.
Yeah, they've
now.
changed all the ultimates to be
I know
more
that
fair.
they changed it, which was good that they did, but the reason I wasn't initially a big fan of Sonic was because of that. And a lot
think-
of the other Ultimates, like the Landmaster.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that Sonic, you know, he's got a bad rap and all, but he's got good chili dogs.
Oh, yeah, just gotta love
You
his
can
chili
take your
dogs.
rings
But
and
never
go
take
somewhere
his.
else. We don't accept that currency.
I know, I would accept Sonic's chili dog.
Okay.
Well, Chris, congratulations. Now you get to talk.
Oh. So yeah, since I have a very grab bag of fighting styles, and I've played so many versions, I've had multiple mains. But currently in Ultimate, I am flipping between Greninja and Cloud. Cloud because in the 3DS he was actually quite broken, but in Ultimate he is still really good, but got nerfed hard. Because just he's like Ike, but he has more speed. He loses in maneuverability, but again, that speed, those attacks hitting individually hard. Because I'm more of, well, an aggro, rush, fast juggle type of build. You will be in the air, and I will be hitting you around, playing with you like a rag doll. And that's kind of my style. That's why I really like Greninja, jumping around, flipping, using a bunch of powers. That's
got
my
Harry.
kind of.
Airplay's pretty strong. I have to agree on that.
Yeah, I love my
especially in
airplay.
Ultimate. They have changed it so much compared to Melee. In Melee,
yeah.
you'd be fighting on the ground and things would be going fine. In Ultimate, oh my gosh, the movement is insane.
Yeah.
Most battles
It's
occur
fun.
in the
It's definitely
air,
fun.
off the stage.
It's like like Super Saiyans flying around smacking each
Okay,
other.
okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you guys did like really, really crazy stuff back in 64 and Melee, but even back in the day, you still had some really crazy airplay, especially with some of like the more top tier gamers. I had a friend of mine who was nuts over 64. He could play every character to almost perfection, and he would just be jumping out of bounds all the time, throwing people off ledge plays. If you think that there wasn't a lot of airplay in 64 and Melee, this guy would prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was still that in the
But now
older
it's more
games.
accessible, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's more accessible, and there's a lot more characters that have stuff that they can do.
Yeah.
Think I've heard rumors, speaking of and tale and myth, of Melee, Fox, and Falco, and the horrible things they did to that game.
Oh yeah, Fox was the big meta play in Melee.
Yeah.
Everybody likes dinosaurs, right?
No. No.
Yeah, I'm just reminded of the Yoshi 40 damage down A attack every
Oh,
single time I
yes.
think about airplay in 64.
No, Kirby Slam, man. Kirby Slam.
Yeah, you gotta
Didn't
come
have
on and
anything
slam.
on the Yoshi.
But yeah, Chris, going back to your picks,
Yeah.
Greninja I was actually pretty close to saying, because I love Greninja's playstyle. Back when it was the 3DS, I would play him almost all the time.
I actually did play him on the 3DS.
in the
See, I would have respected you more for that.
Why? I tried. I have to do it on the big screen, like the. I have a 2DS and it's just so tiny. It's so hard.
Well, no, I would have respected Will had he picked Greninja over Sonic. I don't know if any of you realized. I put my headset down. I could not contribute to that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I tried to come back to briefly explain that Sonic's final smash is actually a lot easier to avoid in Ultimate
Yeah,
than it
because
has
now
been in
it's like
previous.
half a second of zipping back and forth, I think, right? And
It's quick. I believe it's quicker. It's also not you can't control it.
you can,
Which means-
to a degree, you can make it go up and down slightly.
Yep.
That's about it.
Almost think of Lucario's ultimate of the Aura Blast. You can turn that. It's kind of the same with Sonic's ultimate, but you go up and down.
Yeah, you just slide the lane up and
You
down.
you can't do too much, and it is honestly pretty easy to avoid if you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah,
It's something you'll have to.
Yeah.
It's something you'll have to practice for your particular character to get to realize how to avoid it. But once you know how to avoid it, it's just a simple matter of repeating that process.
Yep.
Now, I would like to bring something up, though, with your number one pick of Cloud. Why the heck did his B attack just does not make sense to me? Because you do the regular B, and he shoots a projectile from his weapon. You do his side B, and he does something right next to him. Why didn't they switch it? Make the side B the thing that goes
be
distance.
confusing. That's why.
Each time I play Cloud, I try doing the thing, and it does the opposite thing, and it's
Well, hey, think about Samus when she uses her B.
Yeah, her.
You don't have to do a
B
side
is the
beam.
giant beam. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
beam
but her
is
side
such
B
a-
also does a kind of the same thing of going to the side.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Clouds, I believe, like his neutral B is a slash that does a projectile, but the projectile is just an extra thing on it. It's not only a projectile.
No, it goes pretty far though. That projectile though.
It's a good projectile, but it's not the only part about it. So it is also a close by attack that just kind of honors
Which
the
makes
thing
it all the more
that happens in
gross.
some
Isn't
Final
Samus-
Fantasies.
One of the characters that is the only character that has a smash B attack.
No, there are a few.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
a
I
couple.
just haven't played enough of the characters to know, but I
Yeah.
always thought it was interesting that her missile attack utilized a smash aspect versus just being a straight.
Special that damages.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Yeah, there are
back.
different versions of Samus's side B, I think, right? You can shoot regular seeking missiles and then the super missile.
Yeah, like when I really did not know the game and rarely ever used the A button before I got better. It was an interesting thing of learning which characters had B moves or specials that had smash aspects, because I did not know what I was doing, because before then I had only ever played with friends
Mm-hmm.
and had never actually played through like a thing that's like, well, when you do this, this is a smash attack. I never knew those existed.
Yeah. Powerful melees if you hold A and flick the direction, yeah.
Well, anyway, we are actually out of time. So thank you everyone for showing up. This conversation has been fantastic. In the comments below, please tell us what your opinions are. Who is your favorite character and what kind of strategies do you like to use with them? And you
And
can
what
also...
game do you like to play most?
which Smash Brothers is your favorite?
Yeah.
Also, in the description below, there will be a link to a previous video, or there will be a card on the screen. Stay tuned.
Maybe both.
Yeah, stay tuned for the next episode, and we will see you later.
Bye.
See y'all
Later.
later.
Ta-ta.